What's really good, man? It's your boy Darren, man. I'm the Bowtie Fragrance Guy. In case you guys have not heard, I just launched my 3 new fragrances in collaboration with Navitus Parfums. I'm gonna make sure I link them where you can go ahead and pick these fragrances up. Guys, there are 3 fragrances. One is Sartorial Nuit. We have Eau Debonair, and we also have Divine Aphrodisiac. Guys, right now we're gonna be running a promotion where if you buy 1 fragrance, you get 15% off. 2 fragrances, you get 20% off. 3, 30. 4 plus, you get 40% off your total. Just add it to your cart. You don't even have to do anything. The discount will apply automatically. So go ahead, guys, click on the link and go ahead and pick up these fragrances while supplies last and get the discounts on my 3 new releases in collaboration with Navitus Parfums. YouTube, what's the dealie, yo? What's good, man? It's your boy Darren, the Bowtie Fragrance Guy. This channel, we focus on fragrances, fashion. We talk about lifestyle as well. Trying to make sure that my guys that follow me on this channel are the best versions of themselves each and every day. So if that sounds like some content that would be beneficial to you, I recommend you go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and also make sure, don't forget, there's a little bell icon down there in the corner. Make sure you hit the bell icon as well to ensure, as best we can, as best we can, there's no guarantee, but as best we can, that YouTube will notify you when I upload new content on the channel. So guys, you see my little intro there, man. Don't forget, man, I just launched 3 new fragrances with Navitus Parfums. Sincerely and humbly, I say to you guys that I feel like all 3 of the fragrances are outstanding. If you like a gourmand scent, I would say look at Divine Aphrodisiac. You know, that fragrance has a peanut butter accord and makes it very, very special, man. So check that one out. Eau Debonair, again, sophisticated, kind of great spring, summer fragrance. Really could be signature scent worthy as well. Men or women could wear that fragrance, which features petit grain, bergamot, musk, and broxen. Beautiful fragrance. And also, again, we have Sartorial Nuit, which is definitely a signature scent. Has a slight gourmand tinge to it with the tonka bean vanilla in the scent, but it has a freshness to it as well, which makes it really great for a year-round fragrance. So make sure you head over to Navitus Parfums and go ahead and check those fragrances out if you haven't already. So guys, you see the title of today's video. What we're going to be getting into is still the summertime. So I am still doing content, a lot of content that is structured around the summer. Now every summer, most YouTube reviewers will do a top 10 niche fragrance list for the summer, top 10 designer. What I want to do today is, right now, today, in my collection, if I had to choose 10 fragrances in my collection that I think are the best for the summertime, I want to get together a comprehensive list for you guys. So right now, these would be, in my opinion, in my collection, considered to be the top 10 summer fragrances in my entire collection. So that's what we're getting into today. If you want to see what's on the list, you know how we rock, you know how we get down. Keep it locked right here. Let's get it.
The Bowtie Fragrance Guy.
All right, guys, we're back. Thank you so much for keeping it locked in. Let's go ahead and jump right into this list of fragrances. Now, I want to say this on the front end. I have 2 fragrances that I would say are honorable mentions, and I will explain why. The first one is from the House of Creed, and it's this Virgin Island Water. Virgin Island water, phenomenal fragrance. And honestly, any of you, most of you that have been collecting for a while probably know that Creed, the House of Creed itself, could have its own top 5, probably top 10 list of summer fragrances. I feel like, you know, when you look at the House of Creed, that's what they do best, fresh fragrances. Even their oud fragrance, Royal Oud, has a fresh aspect to it. So that's what Creed does well. But I didn't want to have the list inundated with Creed fragrances, to be honest with you. So, and I'll explain to you a little bit more how I kind of came to these conclusions, but Virgin Island Water, man, phenomenal fragrance. It's like coconut, lime, Verbena. This is a perfect summer fragrance, the perfect kind of vacation kind of scent. I always take this with me when I go on vacations for the most part in the summertime, because I just think it's the perfect fragrance for the summertime and for vacations and going to more of a tropical kind of climate. You gotta have this. It's a fun fragrance, and that's what I love about it. The coconut lime combination in this is really uncanny. But I brought it in as an honorable mention. You guys see how much I've used. I'm trying to hold on to this, but this is an amazing fragrance. Virgin Island Water from Creed. Now the other honorable mention goes to this one from YSL. This is the Original Y. And I talk about this fragrance a lot. Another fragrance that I've used a lot of, because you can just throw this on and go. Very salty, very aquatic fragrance. And you talk about compliments. If that's something that you're really into, this fragrance gets a lot of compliments. It's really hard, honestly, when I do a list like this for designer fragrances. Designer fragrances to me to rank higher than a lot of the niche stuff, just because a lot of the niche stuff is a little bit more creative, a little bit more higher raw materials and ingredients that go into the fragrances. And so sometimes it's kind of hard to compare the two when you do a comprehensive list and you're looking at both designer fragrances as well as niche. But this is an amazing fragrance. So if you don't have it, get yourself a bottle of YSL Y. It is one of the best fragrances you can have in your collection during the hot and summer months. All right, guys, so I tried to kind of put these in order, although it was really hard, because again, these are all 10 amazing summer fragrances. Again, in my collection, I would say 10 of the absolute best fragrances for the summer. So the 10th spot goes to a fragrance from the house of Le Labo, and it's Bergamot 22. Bergamot 22. I have a little bit of this left, so I'm gonna have to re-up on this soon, but you guys know what this is. As the name indicates, it's bergamot. Primarily bergamot is what you get. There's the opening is bergamot, a little bit of grapefruit, and a little bit of petit grain. When it dries down, you get some vanilla, a little bit of musk and amber as well. So it does, kind of round itself out on the dry down and become more than just a bergamot fragrance, but that's primarily what you get is bergamot. It's in the 10th spot because, as great as this fragrance is for the summertime, the other ones on this list to me are a little bit more creative when you start thinking about summer fragrances and as summer fragrances are concerned. So the 10th spot to me, still an amazing scent in the high heat and in the summer, is from Le Labo, and this is Bergamot 22. All right, guys, now coming in at the 9th spot, this is a fragrance that I acquired earlier this year, and as you can see, it has moved into my top 10 summer ready fragrances. This is from the house of Ramon Monegal, and this is La Isla Blanca. La Isla Blanca, an amazing scent. There, to me, I always say this, there's a kind of a coconut feel to it. Coconut is not listed as a note, but it definitely seems like there's maybe some coconut in this DNA. I'm not sure. Definitely aldehydic, so it's really clean. There's some white musk. I definitely pick up the white musk in this fragrance. Maybe some almond or heliotrope as well, but again, this is another one that has a very tropical feel to it, but it smells amazing, guys. And for a summer fragrance, I get pretty good performance out of this as well. This was on my white t-shirt approved fragrances this year, and such a gem. I've enjoyed this so much this year in the warmer temperatures. Honestly, when you look around, oftentimes it's a little bit harder to find this, because it seems like when they get this in stock, you have to go ahead and jump on it, because if you wait around, it will be out of stock really soon. And I played that game for a while, and then one of the last times I saw it was available, I think it was at Neiman's or Saks online, I went on ahead and bought it. So get it in your collection or get your nose on it, because again, if you're looking for a signature summer scent, any of the fragrances on this list will do, and certainly this one from the house of Ramon Monegal. This is called La Isla Blanca. Now coming in at the 8th spot, the only other designer fragrance on this list from the house of Chanel, this is Allure Homme Edition Blanche. Allure Homme Edition Blanche. What can I say about this fragrance that hasn't already been said? I don't know, but it has a very creamy citrus opening with lemon, and of course you have that sweet vanilla dry down. perfect. It's the perfect balance of fresh and vibrant citrus notes combined with that sweetness of vanilla. Just works well. It's Chanel, so it's a very well done fragrance as well. One of my favorites for the summer, again, and that's what this list is about. I just really looked at what I feel are the best fragrances for the summer, and these are the ones that I selected. So you guys know what this is and what it does. An amazing fragrance this time of year. This is Chanel Allure Homme Edition Blanche. All right, guys, now coming in at the 7th spot on this list, this fragrance is from the house of Parfums, and this one is called Oceania. Oceania. This is an amazing fragrance, amazing summer fragrance. And one of the things I took into consideration, I told you guys in the opening, the House of Creed by itself can probably have a top 5, top 10 summer fragrances of all time. And it will be really hard for people to argue that list. When I think about Creed, my favorite 3, my top 3 for the summer are going to be Virgin Island Water, Millseam Imperial, and also Arofa. This is my replacement for Arofa. You're going to get some of the same qualities that you get from Arofa in Oceania. The difference is going to be where you get that lime citrus opening with Arofa. The orange and mandarin. I've often talked about that particular fragrance and said it's like you're sitting seaside. Somebody takes just about every fruit and citrus that you could think about and kind of slice them open and sit in a basket right there by the ocean and let the ocean breeze run across the top of the fragrance. That's really what you get in Arofa. Very photorealistic kind of sea, salty, aquatic scent, sea breeze. You get some of that here, but on the dry down, you start to get a slightly sweet, ambery quality because there's benzoin, labdanum, and vanilla on the base of this one as it starts to dry down, and also iris. So this is powdery and a little bit more sweet when it dries down. So that's the difference between the two. So this one has a little bit more character, makes it a little bit more unique. That's why this one made the list over Arofa. But that's like 6 in one hand, half a dozen in the other. But anyway, definitely check it out, guys, from the house of Parfums. Another amazing summer fragrance. This one is called Oceania. All right, now coming in at the 6th spot. This fragrance comes from a house that needs more love and more attention in the fragrance community at large. This is from the house of Parfums Roma, and this one is called Acqu Viva. Acqu Viva, guys, if you never put your nose on this, do yourself a favor and put your nose on it. If you like lemon, the note of lemon, this is a photorealistic, uplifting, invigorating, all those adjectives that you would use to describe a good summer fragrance. It's everything. It's all those things in this bottle. Again, it smells just like lemon. I mean, there's really nothing else to say about it. But what I like about it, because this is a fragrance from the house of Parfums Roma, it's very heavy on the oil concentration. So this is a fragrance house where they actually recommend you rub your fragrance in a little bit because it's so high in oil concentration. But anyway, this is going to have you smelling very good for a long time. And that's what I love about this scent. Now, I personally do really like the note of lemon. It's a very, again, lemon-heavy, citrus-based fragrance, but it smells phenomenal. The most photorealistic smell of lemon that I've ever smelled. You know, you guys, we talk about how photorealistic the grapefruit is in Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Forever. And this would be the most photorealistic lemon note I've ever smelled. I love this stuff. Check it out. It's from the house of Parfums Roma. It's called Acqu Viva. All right, guys, now coming in at the 5th spot on this list, this is a fragrance house I've talked a little bit more about here recently because I've started to explore it. So this is an amazing fragrance. It's euphoric. You got to put your nose on it. From the house of the harmonist, this is called Yin Transformation. Yin Transformation, and this is definitely a fragrance that will transform the way you think about summer fragrances. It's amazing. I think it's classified as a woody floral musk. It opens up very aquatic. You have bergamot and lemon in the opening. In the heart is orchid, rose, yang-a-lang. Again, a lot of florals in the heart, but it doesn't lean too feminine, guys. Trust me, this is just a very clean scent. It helps, to become more clean as it dries down, because you get a kick of this white musk in there, very clean white musk, some hedione in this as well, and some sandalwood just gives it the perfect amount of creaminess. That soft, woody sandalwood rounds this fragrance out perfectly. This is an amazing summer fragrance. Trust me, guys. If I had to talk about that entire range of fragrances from the Harmonists, you think about a more darker, fall, winter kind of scent, I give it the Hypnotizing Fire. You talk about the spring, summertime, this is the best the house has to offer. Check it out. Again, this is from the Harmonists. This is called Yin Transformation. All right, now coming in at the 4th spot on this list, this fragrance comes from one of my favorite niche houses, and that is the House of Bond number 9, and this fragrance is called Eau de New York. Eau de New York, definitely a fragrance that is slept on when you start thinking about the hierarchy of fragrances that are good to wear in the summertime. I don't know many other people that talks about this fragrance outside of myself, but guys, if you're looking for something that is summer appropriate, that is going to work well, we talk about performance and the whole 9, check this fragrance out from Bond number 9. I get great performance out of this, and really what it is the primary notes I would say is petitgrain. You have a very prominent note of grapefruit in this as well. And I would say lemon verbena and basil and musk. Those are the main notes in this fragrance. And again, it's one of those scents that when you just put your nose to this fragrance, when I put my nose to this fragrance, at least, it makes me feel amazing. It makes me feel great. Invigorating is definitely the word to describe this scent. This is heavenly, the way this thing smells on my skin in the summertime. Guys, it's on the list for a good reason. I highly recommend you check this out if you're looking for a great summertime scent. This is from the House of Bond number 9, and again, this one is called Eau de New York. All right, now coming in at the number 3 spot, talked a lot about this house already. You know there had to be one on the top 10 from this house, from the House of Creed. This is Millesime Imperial. Millesime Imperial. Man, this stuff is just undefeated in the summertime heat. It's so good. It's so good. It's salty. It's aquatic. Of course, everybody talks about that infamous watermelon kind of accord, which I don't think watermelon is in it, but it definitely smells like that. It definitely smells like it's sitting seaside. And I know some people like to eat salt on their watermelon. I hate salt on my watermelon. But if you're sitting seaside and you were eating watermelon, you sprinkle a little bit of salt over the top of the watermelon, that's exactly what this smells like. It has been described as liquid gold, and I will co-sign on that description. This is an amazing fragrance. Again, I can't speak to the newer formulations of batches of this stuff. I haven't smelled it. I just know this one that I have in my collection is very authentic and true to form. So, number 3 spot on this list for me is going to go to this one from the House of Creed. And again, this is called Millesime Imperial. All right, guys, now in the number 2 spot, this fragrance is coming to my life this year and changed my life, man. Listen, I've talked a lot about this fragrance. I've championed the fragrance. Some of you have went out and gotten this fragrance, and you understand exactly why I have touted this as one of the best fragrance pickups, definitely of the year of 2022. From the house of Maison Sir, this one is called Eau de Gingembre. Eau de Gingembre. The master of fresh fragrances, Mr. Alberto Marias, has come up with, in my opinion, when you talk about summer fragrances or fragrances that are good for high heat, a masterpiece of a fragrance. Eau de Gingembre stands for ginger water. And the primary note that you're going to get in this is ginger. It is a very fresh, slightly spicy, but fizzy ginger note. And that's really what you're going to get in this scent. And it just smells fantastic. It smells fantastic. I've worn this fragrance. I've gotten a lot of compliments when wearing this fragrance when I've worn it. It's one of those fragrances that definitely catches people's attention. The heat just really helps to activate this scent. It just really pushes the performance, takes it to another level, and that fizziness that you get from the ginger is amplified in the heat. I really can't describe to you guys how good this stuff is. It's one that you really just got to get your nose on. Talking about fragrances, you've seen the ones I've already talked about on this list. You know this has to be good to be in the top 10, especially at the number 2 spot. But check it out, guys. Again, this is from the house of Maison Sir. This is called Eau de Gingembre. All right, guys, and coming in at the number 1 spot, doesn't need much of an introduction. I won't talk much about it, but this is one of the best summer fragrances that has ever been created from the house of Xerjoff. This is Xerjoff Neo. Neo. It's an amazing summer fragrance. I mean, you put your nose to it and it speaks for itself. Amazing summertime fragrance. This is oftentimes made my top 10 summer niche fragrances, and I think I gave it a break this year. I put Kobe in there, I think, if I'm not mistaken, but obviously look at the bottle. This is one that I always wear. This is a 1.7 ounce bottle. I don't know if they make Neo in the 3.4 ounce bottles. I will check it out because the next time I purchase it, if they do, I'm getting a larger bottle. One of the best summertime fragrances ever created from the house of Xerjoff is Xerjoff Neo. All right, guys, that's it. That's my time, man. I hope you enjoyed this list today as I gave you 10 of the best summertime fragrances in my entire collection. As always, I always appreciate your time and attention to these videos. You guys don't have to watch, but you do, and sincerely from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate that. Don't forget to make sure you take a few moments to go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. And make sure you're sharing these videos out to some other folks that you think could use this information or find it entertaining. Whichever one it is, it works for me. Because I'm your guy, Darren. I'm the bow-tie fragrance guy. I love to look good, and of course, I love to smell amazing. So until next time, guys, keep looking good, keep smelling even better. I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.